He says he's Mark Gallagher.
And he says he's Mark Gallagher.
You know, we are both right.
Apparently. Well, welcome everyone to the third segment of Cooking with Big Mark. As I was growing up, my dad introduced me to all sorts of wonderful breads, sourdough, naan, pita bread, but our topic today is sliced bread. And if you want to go ahead, Dad.
Okay, it's kind of a quirky subject, but a little while ago, I found myself short of some ingredients I needed. I had somebody coming, and I took just a regular commercial piece of bread, similar to this, as you can see, and I took out a my rolling pin, and rolled it, and ended up with this. You can see it's about half again as size, and it's flattened down and becomes, sort of much more viscous, but it's very malleable. You can bend it, roll it, do almost anything. And so one application of it was, this was the same thing taken, and I toasted it. And this becomes a base for any kind of a flatbread that you want to make. The Armenian flatbread dish, lamajun, which is sort of a small amount of meat and cheese mixed on it. I do a lot of things with pita bread, where I take dill butter and the soft butter we talked about last week, and mix that together with Worcestershire a little bit, then spread it and then bake it. You can do the same thing with this, and it's a base. It's also, you can make a little garlic toast, by putting a garlic bread with the soft butter again and garlic. The other thing is you put two of them together if you need somebody going out, and you have the ultimate Pop-Tart. It's the same thing. It's a better, almost a better degree of pastry than some of the Pop-Tart stuff, which is, I'm sure, has enough preservatives to probably carry it into a new age. And so that's then it can also be a sweet thing, jams or anything else you can roll up. So that's the one application, the flatbread. Another one would be the roulade type of thing, where you take it and roll it up with something inside of it. And you can take that apart and you see what you get. You get something inside with a roulade. What I would do is, if you're going to do that, is cut it early rather than after you toast it, because the bread is more malleable that way. But it makes a very quick, beautiful pig in a blanket, or any other kind of sausage that you could possibly have.
Now, what do you have inside of that one?
This happens to be a piece of sweet Italian sausage.
Oh, amazing.
So now the inside can be just butter to roll it up to get it to stick a little bit. And when you roll it, get it up, just give it a good squeeze with the seam down, and it stays together fine.
Huh.
You can also do any ham and cheese inside. You can do any other kind of meat paste or type of things that you can roll up. Vegetables. It could be even sweet with jams, or apples, caramelized apples, or anything along that line. One other fun thing I think you could do with is make for little cocktail parties, like little bullet burgers, or a little Italian sub type things with the meatball. Instead of making the meatball round or the hamburgers round, make them long, like a little like the size of a fountain pen, or a little thicker, obviously. Roll it up in this bread. You can line the bread again with honey cut mustard or ketchup, or whatever you want to put in, and it just gives you a flexibility of doing something which would not be thought of by other people. And when I do those pita bread things, you got to buy the whole pack of pita bread. Well, I live by myself, and I have a hard time getting rid of 4 loaves of pita bread. This way, I can make it into one or two little pieces for myself or a guest, and not have it being the way burdensome. Another thing is to make what we used to call in the old days a croustade, which is a base. It'd be like the old, they used to call them patty shells. People are much more conscious now of weight, so they don't eat a lot of cream things that we would put, but Newburgh, cream of mushrooms. But it can also be, if you just take some fresh vegetables or fruits and things with a little sugar, cook them, and use that as the inside with a topping or something else. Now, anytime, most of the ones I've described are what they call savory type things. If you want to do sweet things, when you're doing the bread and you roll it out, put a little butter, sprinkle a little sugar on it. That's all, and that gets you a little bit of sweetness into it. And it can serve as any dessert one. I even made this morning, which I didn't think I could do, could be called like a pasty out of it. I have to be a tuna melt inside.
Wow.
The tuna and cheese, like the empanadas or any of those kind of things. It's the same thing. So it's just a kind of a new little idea to work, do something different with bread. Also, I think it'd be fun for kids to be able to play around with it, and they could ultimately, take care of their own needs sometimes in the food world. So, I just thought it was kind of a nice thing to do, and sort of gives the name Wonder Bread a new meaning. So,
You're putting the wonder back into it.
there you go. Although I do think the artisan breads aren't any good because the crust would be, they usually have a heavy crust on it, and that wouldn't flatten out as well. And the Wonder Breads, the cheap bread types, I'm not sure, but the Pepperidge, the Arnold's, those breads I think would probably be the best ones for it.
Well, this is something else, and I'm certainly appreciative, as I imagine the audience is, with all of the props. You really came with your quiver full, like. As Nancy said, so I'm impressed.
Well, you have to see, sometimes the picture's worth 1,000 words, as they say. And
no, this is true.
That's proved right over the ages. So that's what I was trying to do.
I love it. So we're gonna taste a wine today. This is not the easiest wine to find. We were kind of talking about wines that make good aperitifs, and I really like. This is. A Pinot Noir from the Pfalz region of Germany. And I really like Alsatian and German Pinots because they're a little bit lighter in body, which makes them a really good aperitif wine. So it almost looks like it could be a dark rosé, but this is a wine estate that's been around for 2 centuries, was taken over in '96 by the Dr. Lozen wine estate. Incredible quality Riesling producers, and they moved into the Pfalz with the purchase of this property. So it's just really refreshing, nice bracing acidity. So right under Rheinhessen Pfalzes, so you're getting the effect of the Rhine River in terms of cooling, and just really refreshing. Sort of strawberry and cherry notes, a terrific aperitif wine. So we're super grateful that you've joined us again, and we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you do not miss any of our episodes, and we shoot one every Saturday live from Chicago and Winchester, Massachusetts. Thank you so much, Deb.
It's also free.
It is free. It's free. That's the most important point. We receive no money from your subscription. So we encourage you to go ahead and subscribe if you've been enjoying these, and have a great Saturday.
Thank you. Yep. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
All right.